Hello friends and welcome to another episode of Cycling Insider. This is a Cervelo S5 road bike, and in this episode I'm gonna give you the buyer's guide for this heavily aerodynamically optimized Cervelo S5. Also, at the end, I will give you my opinion. Should you just go ahead and buy it, or should you just consider this bike? So first thing first, let's answer the question, who is this bike for? So you see, Cervelo S5, as I mentioned, is a proper aero road bike, heavily aerodynamically optimized carbon frame and the fork, and also very distinctive handlebar and the stem in a so-called V shape, and also heavily aerodynamically optimized seat post and using aero wheels. So this is the bike that you can see, today at Tour de France being ridden by the team Jumbo Visma, and probably winning Tour de France by using one of these, aerodynamically optimized Cervelo S5 bikes. So let's dive into the specifications and let's see what do you really get for your hard-earned money. Speaking about the money, the cheapest Cervelo S5 that you can get on the market has a retail price of $6,900, and this is going to be the Cervelo S5 with the Rival eTap AXS group set. So this is going to be the bike that I'm focusing on today. So we can kick off with the frame and the fork on this bike. So what are you getting for $6,900? First thing first, it is a carbon fiber frame from Cervelo, and also the carbon fork from Cervelo, of course with the carbon tapered steerer. When we speak about the through axles, you're also going to get a 12mm through axles, both front and the back, and also flat mount disc brakes. I have to mention here that carbon fiber frames from Cervelo come with the lifetime warranty for the first owner, so this is absolutely excellent, and it should be that way because of the, as I said, the retail price of $6,900. So what's the wheel set that you're going to get on this bike? You have a choice of two wheel sets. One is the Fulcrum Racing 400 wheel set, and another one is the DT Swiss P1800. Well, you definitely know which wheel set I would suggest you to choose. I would definitely suggest you to go with the DT Swiss P1800 wheel set. It is a classical aluminum wheel set from DT Swiss. If you will buy it on the open market, starting price is from $492, and some of the highlights of this wheel set definitely include, as I said, classical aluminum wheel set. Total weight of the wheel set approximately 1,750 grams. This wheel set is tubeless ready, but I'm guessing you will need to provide your own tubeless tape and the tubeless valves. I'm not so sure that Cervelo will provide it. This wheel set is 32mm rim height and 18mm inner rim width. Also, I have to mention that the wheel set comes with an excellent DT Swiss 370 hubs, 12mm through axles, of course, front and the back. So the main reason why I would choose this wheel set over the Fulcrum Racing 400 is specifically because of these DT Swiss 370 hubs. So this would be my recommendation to you. Now let's talk about the tires. So this bike comes with the Vittoria Corsa TLR tires. So these are 25mm tires. Okay, they've used the 25mm tires because of the heavily aerodynamically optimized bike, but what I would personally do in the future, I would replace these tires for 28mm tires, just because much more air volume and much more smoother ride. Now let's talk about the total group set on this bike. And here you are getting SRAM's Rival eTap AXS group set. So this is a wireless group set from SRAM, 12-speed wireless group set, absolutely excellent. I have no complaints about this group set. It's going to work, perfectly fine. And also the crankset on this bike is the SRAM Rival crankset, 48-35 chainrings at the front. And you also have a power meter, which is absolutely excellent. This is a one-sided power meter. So excellent stuff in this, of course, price range. Bottom bracket, of course, on this bike is going to be the DUB dub standard from SRAM. This is with the ceramic speed bearings, again, nice addition. Chain on the bike is going to be the SRAM Rival 12-speed chain, and as I said, shifters, front mech and the rear mech, everything is the SRAM Rival wireless group set, 12-speed group set. I will also mention here that the cassette is the SRAM Rival cassette, 12-speed cassette, and this is the XG1250 cassette, 1030 range. So you see the cassette 1030 and the front chainrings 4835. So definitely, you'll need some power to climb some steep mountains because of this 1030 cassette. So just keep that in mind. And also keep in mind that this cassette, XG1250, once when you need to replace it in the future, it's a pretty pricey item. Usually the retail prices can be, on the orders of $130, $150. So just keep that in mind. Now let's talk about the handlebar and the stem because it's very distinctive on this bike. So the handlebar is the Cervelo Zone carbon handlebar, and the stem, of course, again, Cervelo's carbon stem, but this is a V-shaped stem. So if you look at the bike from the front, you'll see this kind of V-shaped of the of the handlebar stem combination. It's a very distinctive combination, and this is something that Cervelo has developed for the aerodynamic reasons. But then just keep in mind that it is a proprietary piece, so if you need any replacement or adjusting your position on the bike, it can get very tricky, and as I say, since it's a proprietary piece, it's not so easy to replace it. Now let's talk about the braking system on the bike. You will get a SRAM's hydraulic disc brake. Of course, these are SRAM Rival hydraulic disc brakes with the SRAM Paceline braking rotors, and these are 160mm braking rotors front and the back. This is excellent because this bike can reach, speeds of 50 km per hour easily, so you really need a good stopping power and a big braking disc, so this is absolutely fine and perfectly that they have included 160mm rotors. When you look at the seat post, carbon fiber seat post from Cervelo, excellent stuff. Gonna soak up some of the smaller road bumps, and the saddles here you can choose between Pro Logo Dimension or Selle Italia Novus. This is totally personal preference. I would probably go with Selle Italia, but again, totally up to you. It's nice that at least you have a choice because saddles are always a personal preference. Cervelo doesn't give a total bike weight of this heavily aerodynamically optimized bike, but I would expect it in some kind of size, let's call it 56 or 58. I would easily expect it to be between 8.5 kilograms out of the box for this heavily aerodynamically optimized bike. So what is my advice to you about this Cervelo S5 Rival eTap aerodynamically optimized road bike? Should you just go ahead and buy it, or should you just consider it? Well, the retail price is $6,900, so it is eye-watering price. There's no hiding about it, and I would just suggest you to consider this bike. There are other aero road bikes on the market which you can get for lower price than this one. Specifically, I'm thinking about the offerings from Giant, Canyon, maybe even some of the Scott models, and definitely some of the Merida models. So this $6,900 retail price, it's a eye-watering price. So my advice is just consider this Cervelo S5 Rival eTap AXS bike. So I think this is going to be it for today. I hope you like what I'm doing, and if you do, please keep on watching, keep on liking, and as always, I will see you soon in the next episode. Cheers!